So forward question number 2, here we are told Aura, the key thing to mark here is that the company is UK based. So the company's residence is United Kingdom, which has the following expected transactions. You can see we expect to get $240,000. Dollars are strange things in the UK. Dollars represent a foreign water currency in the UK. At the end of the day, I have to exchange this. And then we have 1 month expected payment. What did we say, ladies and gentlemen, when you have like this 1 month receipt and 1 month payment? When the times are the same, what do you do with these receipts and payments? Do we hedge them separately, or should we consolidate them and net off? Should we hedge them separately, or should we consolidate them and net off? What charts am I getting here? We net off, thank you very much. We net off, we have to consolidate them. There is no way you will be able to handle the two transactions which are happening, ladies and gentlemen, in the same month, and they happen to be of the same currencies, opposite direction. We'll have to net them. You take receipt as positive, payment as negative, you subtract. So basically here, we shall be hedging $100,000. $100,000 will be the net receipt. And then you've got 3 months. 3 months, I've got expected receipts of 300,000. Of course, now I will do 300,000 hedging separately from the hedging of 100. The 3 months hedge and the 1 month hedge can never be combined. The finance manager has collected the following information. We can see per pound here. The spot rate has been given there. The 1 month forward rate has been given. 3 months forward rate has been given. Money market rates for Aurora company have been given their borrowing deposit. Assume it's now 1st April, like that's all required. They want us to give them the expected sterling receipts in 1 month and in 3 months using the forward market. So this is a good examiner. Forward contract really. So my forward contract, this is how my forward contract will look like. Very easy. I'm hedging separately, so very easy. So then what do we have here? We have 1 month. So we have 1 month. We have 1 month hedge. 1 month hedge. 1 month, yes, hedge. It's a forward hedge, remember. It's a forward hedge. They could call it forward contract. They could call it forward market cover, etc. Great. Question number 2, yes. So with 1 month, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we talk about the net receipt. So we have here our net receipt. So remember, we expect to receive 240,000, and on the same duration, we are expected to make a payment of 140,000. So receipts are positive cash flows, payments are negative cash flows, like this. So in this case here, $. So then how much do we have here, somebody? We have 100,000 positive, so it's 100,000 net receipt. So it's 100,000 net receipt. It's 100,000 net receipt, like that. Net receipt because it's positive. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from there, we go straight away to the next thing. Having discovered this, I need the 1 month forward contract. I need the 1 month forward contract exchange rate. Are you able to see the 1 month forward contract exchange rate? It is given here. The 1 month forward exchange rate is given here. They have given us the 1 month. It's here. 1 month forward rate. It is given abracadabra as 1.7829 plus or minus 0.003. So of course, when they give us plus and minus like that at the same position, they would want us to calculate the lower limit and the upper limit. They would want us to calculate the lower limit and upper limit. What will I do to be able to get the lower limit? Hey, you, my good students. What will I do to be able to get the lower limit? So lower limit. They are telling me lower limit, I subtract, isn't it? So lower limit, I'll talk of 178.29, the decimal there, minus 0.00003 equals. And then the upper limit, ladies and gentlemen, upper limit, I'll take 1.7829 plus, I add 003. So could you kindly give me these figures? Could you kindly give me these figures now? So Baba Keo tells me the first one should be 178.26. The first one should be 178.26 with a decimal there, with a decimal there, with a decimal there, with a decimal there, with a decimal there. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. And then the second one, ladies and gentlemen, the second one, when you add, what figure are we able to get there, ladies and gentlemen? What figure are we able to get here? So from Baba Keo again, yeah, 78.32. So 178.32 decimal. So could you kindly give me the currencies involved? How do I write this? What are the currencies involved? Remember, if it's an exchange rate, it must be this per something. If it's Kenya shillings and US dollar, it will be 100 and something Kenya shillings per US dollar. So here the exchange rates being given are which ones, my friends? Here the exchange rate given are which ones here? The exchange or the currencies involved. You can see here it is per pound, isn't it? And the other currency is a dollar. So you guys are right. So you're telling me, Mwalimu, right there, it is dollars per pound. Thank you very much. So this is dollars per what here? Per pound, like that. The same case here, dollars per pound, like that. Great. And remember, if it's a range, I must write my range very well. We are saying that the limit now here, the limit here is $178.26 per pound. Dollars per pound. Let me just write one. 178.26, and then we have 178.32 dollars per pound. Could you kindly tell me, where is this company called Aura Company located? In which country do we have this? Of course, it's not guesswork. We are told in the question, we'll be told in the question, right? It's in the UK. And the UK makes use of what here? The pound? The pound. The UK makes use of the pound. So the home currency is on the right side. The home currency is on the right side. So which one between the two is the buying rate? Remember, the home currency is the one that defines the position of buying. The position of buying. Right, 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 right. So ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, we have the pound is here on the right side. So the right figure here becomes the buy. This figure becomes the buy, and this figure becomes what here? Somebody becomes sell. So always you go with the position of your local currency. If the local currency is the pound and it is on the right side per pound, right side, so the right figure here becomes the buy. So ladies and gentlemen, remember you guys told me that this figure is a net receipt. When it is a receipt, who can remind us? When it is a receipt, what is the role of the bank? When it is a receipt, what role does the bank play when exchanging? If it's a receipt, I remember foreign boyfriend. I remember receipt. A foreign boyfriend always does what here? Buys dinner. Buys dinner. So ukisikia tu jina receipt. Ukisikia receipt usifikirie sana, usiwaze. Ukisikia tu jina receipt, unajua the bank buys. Always. The bank buys. Ukisikia ni net payment, unajua the bank does what here? Bank sells. This is how you cram. This is how you cram. Bank sells. Bank sells. So role of the bank, because this is a net receipt, the bank in this case here will buy. The bank will buy. So the bank will buy at what rate? The bank will buy at, we know the buying rate is here. So it is $1.7832 per pound. Per pound. Now, given this information, is there anybody now who can exchange for us? Is there anybody who can exchange for us very easily? Is there anybody who can exchange for us very easily? Is there anybody who can exchange for us now? Is there anybody who can exchange for us now? Is there anybody who can exchange for us? Is there anybody who can exchange for us? Oh, yes, because I'm told here that $1.7832 equals 1 pound. How about $100,000? How about $100,000? How about $100,000? How about $100,000? So $100,000, so we will cross multiply there. It will be $100,000 equals, or other times 1 pound, all over $1.7832 like that. So dollar will cancel out, giving me how many pounds I can see from Naomi? 56,079 pounds. 56,079 pounds like that. So that is the correct answer. When you guys did this as a mocking question, were you able to get this question correctly, this answer? Did you get this answer? Do you get this answer? Yes. All of us in this case here, we got this. All of us, we got this. Irene Alinyorosho, we shall overcome. Have now known what to do. That is the most important thing. I've known what to do, that we shall always do what here? Net off. And remember, the examiner, CASNEB examiner has tested us before on this concept of netting off, Now let's agree. For the 300,000 there, receivable in 3 months' time. Is it receivable or payable in 3 months' time? Can you guys be able to handle now these at your own time? This one here, 300,000. These are 3 months, or you want us to do everything here? You know, in 3 months, we expect 300,000. Is this something that I can give you an answer straight away, and then you work it out yourself so that I can go to the next thing? Please give me a response very fast. I always respect my student suggestions. What are they telling me for the 300? Yes, I just give you the answer. Let's do it. Yes. So Eric, wengi wape. We can do it to clear doubt. Okay, to clear doubts. Assuming that you guys are done it, great. But it's the same concept. It is the same concept. If it's forward contract, ladies and gentlemen, remember, we just need the amount. The amount here is a 300,000 receivable dollars. And because it's a receivable, then we know the role of the bank is to buy. The bank buys like that. And then go ahead this time around. Remember, this amount will be received in how many months' time? 3 months' time. So then we would need a 3 months futuristic forward exchange rate. So give me 3 months forward exchange rate. Abracadabra. What have they done? This examiner wanted to confuse me that they cannot confuse me. I'm a very bright fella. 3 months, 178.46 plus or minus. So 178.46 plus or minus, we have 0.0004 like that, plus or minus 0.0004. So this one needs some expansion. This one needs some expansion. So ladies and gentlemen, what we shall do here, we shall come and get the lower limit. You see, the lower limit means I subtract. So could you kindly give me the lower limit? Take 178.46, 1.7846 minus 0.004. So could you kindly give me a figure? Lower limit, what do we have there? So ananiambia hapa Winfred is 178.42. 178.42, that's the lower limit. How about the upper limit? Upper limit now we are adding, right? We take this plus 0.004 like that, right? So that gives me 178.50. 178.50 with a decimal there. Again, remember that these are dollars per what? Per pound. These are dollars per pound. Yes, you have always to start with the lower limit. If you do it the other way, you'll not be able to define the buying and the selling correctly. You'll get it wrong. Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, this is still dollars per pound. It is dollars per pound. The exchange rate is given in form of dollars per pound. So dollars per pound, what do we have here? Dollars per pound. Yes, it is still dollars per this pound given up there per pound. So meaning for sure that given that these companies are a UK company, automatically the pound is the home currency. and the pound is on the right side. So the right figure again here becomes the buy. This one here becomes the what here? This one here becomes the sell. So buy and sell. And you're the ones who have told me that the bank is going to buy. So the bank then will buy at what rate? I can just qualify there. The bank will buy this at the buying rate, which is $1.7850 per pound. So go ahead and do what here? Exchange. Go ahead and exchange. Go ahead and exchange. So when I'm exchanging, I could decide to use the mother tongue. So the mother tongue out of this, we are saying it is $1.7850 equals 1 pound. How about $300,000? How about $300,000? So how about $300,000? So if you cross multiply, it will be 300,000 times 1 over 1.7850, like that. 300,000 times 1, which I'm being told here by Naomi Winfred, 168,067. But the answer here is 168,067. What there? Dollars. Nope. Here dollar and dollar will cancel out, giving me what there? British pounds. British pounds like that. Right? Lillian is asking a very good question. Why are we not drawing a table? Can somebody help me answer Lillian? Then I have another student in this case here who is asking me, why did we have to subtract the $140,000? Irene, hedging is not something that is for free. Hedging will cost you money. So if you know, somebody has brought you, you look at it from the financial aspect. Somebody has brought you $240,000. Right? And then you are required here to pay $140,000. What do you think in this case here will you do? Will you run with this $240,000 to a bank, you hedge it, and then you also run to another bank telling this other bank that you know what, I've got this? No, you will net off. You will get out of your $240,000 you have received. At the same time, you realize, ladies and gentlemen, that we have this payment of $140,000 you're required to pay. You pay. And then now the exposure will be the net amount, right? The net amount. The exposure will be the net amount. That is what you'll be wondering. I mean, why do I stay with this foreign currency like that? If you try hedging separately, answers will be different and you will be wrong. You'll be wrong. Great. Thank you very much. Why we cannot draw a table? You've been given an answer there, Lillian. Tables, you only draw tables when you are handling money markets. Forward contract, please don't confuse that in your exam. Forward contract, no drawing of tables. We only draw tables when we have got what here, somebody, a question on money market, which is the next question we are being given here. So ladies and gentlemen, the next question, part 2, they want us to calculate the expected home currency, sterling pounds, in 3 months, only 3 months, using what here? A money market, using a money market hedge, using a money market hedge. Now, Lillian, you should be able to draw now a table very comfortably because it's money market hedge. It is a money market hedge. If it's a money market hedge, then we must draw a table. So go ahead and draw the table. Because it is money market hedge. Let's go ahead and draw a table. So even if you don't understand what you're drawing, what you're doing, just go ahead and draw a table like that. And then, of course, the very first foot, left leg, lazima useme namna gani? Borrow. Lazima useme namna gani? Somebody invest or deposit. Invest or do what here? Deposit. Invest or deposit. Just look at this very well, Alfred. You'll understand. Cheryl, you'll understand. So the first one is borrow. The other leg is always what here? Invest. Now, remember they have asked us to do a money market not for 1 month. They have asked us to do a money market for how many months? For 3 months. So in these 3 months, what do we expect to do? In 3 months, we have a foreign receipt. In 3 months, we have a foreign receipt. So in 3 months, we have a foreign receipt here. In 3 months, we have a foreign receipt. You can see here. In 3 months, we have a foreign receipt. 3 months. What is a 1 month? 3 months, we have a foreign receipt of 300,000. And again, there is something I've never understood why students in this case here will always get into this mess. You'll get another question, has got 1 month, expected payment of 140,000. And then it has got 3 months, expected receipt of 300,000. And then we get some student telling you, hey, what? Let's net off. Take 300,000 minus 140,000. When you ask them, why are you subtracting this 140,000? They'll always tell you that, Mwalimu, you told us to do that in class. Who told you to mix periods? 1 month has to be handled separately. 3 months have to be handled separately. We only get to mix figures when the same duration is involved. 1 month receivable, 1 month payable. Same month, same duration being involved. But when the durations are different, we must hedge them separately. So here we are going to hedge a $300,000 foreign currency, and it is a receivable. So it's a receivable. It's a receivable. So remember, if it's a receivable, you can only receive anything much from who? A foreign boyfriend. You remember that rule of a foreign boyfriend? Foreign boyfriend. If it's a local boyfriend, you're going to pay as a lady. Local boyfriend, you will pay. Foreign boyfriend, you will receive. So if it's a receivable, ladies and gentlemen, we talk of foreign currency here for any foreign receipts. For any foreign receipts, in this case here, borrow foreign, and of course the bank, that boyfriend of yours, buys dinner. Buys dinner. Unaandika namna hii. Foreign boyfriend, bank buys. Foreign boyfriend, bank buys. So what does this mean in full for the new students? This is a foreign receipt, borrow foreign. Please write this in full. Foreign receipt, borrow foreign. Foreign receipt, borrow foreign. So ukisikia tu receivable na ni money markets, unajua ni ile concept ya foreign boyfriend who can only allow this. Right? Right? Local boyfriend atakupatia 10,000, miezi nyingine 3 anaanza kuambia usinipeka kitu. Nikopesha nitalipa. Ukimkopesha tu international disaster. So here ukisikia receivable na ni money markets, unajua it is rule number 1 to be used. Foreign receipt, borrow foreign. So in short here, we are going to borrow foreign. So here, the company will borrow foreign currency. Remember that we've got 2 currencies involved. Which currencies do we have? 2 of them involved. Which currencies do we have, ladies and gentlemen, here which are involved? Which currencies do we have here which are involved? These guys are not even giving me responses to my answers. I think it's because they haven't yet eaten lunch. You even need to clap for me because what I know, I've made you guys save some 500 bob for lunch, isn't it? I've made you guys save. Yeah, it is the dollar and the pound. It is the dollar. We have got 2 currencies involved. We have the dollar and the pound. So we have the dollar. We have 2 currencies involved. So we have the dollar and the pound. We have the dollar and the pound. So in this case here, between the 2, according to Aura company, which is based in the UK, between the 2, which one is the foreign currency? Which one is the foreign currency between the 2? Remember, our company is based in the UK. UK uses the pound. So in this case here, the dollar becomes what here? The foreign thing. Thank you very much. So in this case here, this is the foreign currency. So the dollar is the foreign currency. This is the foreign. And you've told us, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to borrow foreign. We are going to borrow foreign. So in short, we shall be borrowing the dollar. Right? And then now on the other side, we shall come and invest to who? We shall come and invest to who? On the other side, we shall invest now the other currency. We shall invest the other currency. So automatically we know that here we shall invest the pound. And then in between, there must be some conversion of currencies. So you're going to convert at which rate? Which rate do we normally use for conversion in money markets? We convert at spot rate. We convert at spot rate. So we convert at spot rate. Always in money markets, we convert at spot rate. We convert at spot rate. Money market, we don't use future rates. Money market, we always convert at spot rate. So ladies and gentlemen, has this examiner really given me the spot rate? These are the low-hanging fruits that I'm able to harvest really. These are the low-hanging fruits that you can easily get in Ukambani. very sweet fruits. So ladies and gentlemen, look at the spot rate. Are you able to see the spot rate has been given here? Yes, I can see my spot rate. It is 178.20. It is 178.20 with a decimal there, plus or minus 0.0002. 0.0002 like that. So ladies and gentlemen, then of course, when it's given like this, what have I been taught to do? When it's given like this, what I shall need to do is to get the lower limit and the upper limit. I'll always get the lower limit by subtraction. You start with the lower limit. So lower limit from Babakeo is 178.12. So we have 178.12 decimal. All the way to the upper limit I shall add. The upper limit again from Babakeo adding gives us 178.22. 178.22 with a decimal there. And then remember that our currency is written like this. It is dollar per what here per pound. It is dollar per pound, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, here will not be labor to explain that pound is Aura company's local currency, pound, and it is on the right side. It is on the right side. When it's on the right side, the right figure here becomes buy. The left figure here becomes what here becomes sell. The lower limit I'm being told is 178.18. 178.18. Thank you very much for the correction. Because of our future candidates who will be watching this video, it is 178.18. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember we said if it's a receivable, the rule is foreign boyfriend, bank buys. Receipt always works together with buying. Receipt always works together with buying. So you're saying here that the rate that I shall use is the buy. So at buying rate. So buying rate, which is what here 178.22, like that. Dollars per who? Dollars per pound, like that. 178.22 dollars per pound. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what then I need to do? Now I know what to do next. I know now I need to fill this legs. I need to fill this leg here. What am I borrowing here? I'm borrowing the dollar. So I need an interest rate. I need an interest rate for the dollar. I need an interest rate for the dollar. Do I have the interest rate for the dollar? Let me see. They have given me the interest rate here, 1 year dollar interest rate. So the question that I need to pose to you, should I use 5.4% or 5.1%? Which rate should I use? Which rate should I use for the dollar? Which rate should I use? Is it 5.4 or 5.1? Which rate should I use? Ladies and gentlemen, it's not lost on me that the dollars, they would want to borrow. So I'm going to use the borrowing rate, which is what here? 5.4, which is 5.4%. 5.4%. So 5.4%, I must do something, times something over something. Times something over something. This something is dependent on when am I going to receive my amount. Don't get confused here and use 1. This is a 3-month transaction. So times 3 over 12, times 3 over 12. And then of course we must say plus something. We must say plus something. What is this plus something? So plus 1. Please don't even bother to ask where we are getting that 1 from. For the tables, whenever you get the interest rate and you've been able to prorate, the next thing you need to do is to say plus 1 for purpose of what you're compounding. That compounding amount equals principal into 1 plus. For now, cram. For now, cram. So could you kindly give me this figure? 0.054 times 3 over 12 plus 1 gives me, according to Winfred, 10,135. 10,135. 10,135 with a decimal there. Then come to this other one. This other one, you are investing the pound. The pound. So when I take my pound currency to invest in a bank, the bank in this case here will give me what interest rate? The bank will give me what interest rate? 1 year sterling pound here. Borrowing is 4.9, deposit is 4.6. So remember, this is about depositing. So in this case here for the pound, sterling pound, I will get 4.6%. So sterling pound, I will get 4.6. Thank you very much. Sterling pound, I'm getting 4.6%. Sterling pound, I'm getting 4.6%. So this is 4.6. So 4.6%, again times 3 over 12 plus 1. Again, hapo utapata wanafunzi wakikuambia tia pasa zingine. Unajua wanafunzi pia ni funny. And these students are very bright. Perhaps it's not even out of their own making, perhaps ni shetani anaingilia katikati. So unapata mwanafunzi amesema hapa times 3/12, akija hapa anasema times 1/12. Haiwezekani. Miguu ya meza utoshana. Hakuna mguu mmoja fupi kushinda nyingine ama nyingine mrefu kushinda nyingine. Hapo ukisema times 3/12, even this thing has got to be times 3/12. Right? Which at the end of the day will give us what figure, ladies and gentlemen? 10,115. 10,115. Thank you so much. So 10,115 like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from there, now after you've done that so nicely, you bring now the money in the question. The money in the question. How much do we have in this question? How much do we have in this question? It is $300,000. Thank you so much. It's $300,000. So this $300,000 lazima tufiche kwa meza chini. Lazima tufiche kwa mguu ya meza moja. Mguu ya meza moja. Wacha niwaibie siri. Wanafunzi wengi wanashindwa hii 300 after doing all this nice work. Wanashindwa wanaweka hiyo 300,000 mguu gani? Please nisikize, ukienda ukichanganyikiwa unaweka kwa mguu gani kwa exam? Weka for example hapa mwanzo, zungusha ufike mwisho. Tena ukishamaliza tena kuja toa table exactly vile iko. Ukuje uambie examiner, option 2, andike entitled option 2. Block option 2. Tena uchore the same table, weke 300,000 wapi? Hapa. The way CASNEB examiners have been trained to mark, they always choose the one that is correct. They always choose the one that is correct. So usiende uache blanka tumechanganyikiwa kama fisi, unashindwa pita njia gani, unaweza kupita zote. Wewe ukichanganyikiwa kabisa, umeshindwa kupita njia gani kwa kama fisi, yes. Fanya zote mbili. Muachie chaguo, lakini wewe unachanganyikiwa kwa nini hata wewe? Unachanganyikiwa kwa nini? And yet you can see this is $300,000. Lazima ende kwa mguu ya dola jameni. Lazima ende kwa mguu ya dola. Lazima ende kwa mguu ya dola. Wewe usichanganyikiwa. So kuja hapa weka hapa $300,000. $300,000. So in this case here we have shida ni time. Felicitas, I can bet you've never tried AFM exam before. This will be your very first time to try an exam. In AFM, you'll have all the time you need in this world. You'll do your 2 questions like this. You've got nothing more to write. Most of the time, you'll be gazing at the ceiling. So instead of gazing at the ceiling, do this. Great. So we have your $300,000. Now we start up. What do we do up? Up, we divide, isn't it? So up we divide, so up we are dividing. So 300,000 divided by 1.0135, whole number. Eric, I saw you somewhere writing questions of markets. Why do you write decimals, Eric? You should never do that. Don't write decimals. So you take this 300,000, you divide by 1.0135. So we have Gordon Ware. Gordon Ware has given me a figure of 296,004. 296,004. So 296,004 like that. Still there are dollars. Dollar. Great. Thank you so much. They're still dollars. So in between now, move this from dollars to pounds. In between we have what here? We have an exchange rate. So should I divide or multiply to convert? Should I divide or multiply? One thing I can see is that this is a dollar and these are dollars. If I try multiplying, I will end up getting dollar square. It can't make sense. If it's a dollar, you divide. You divide. Or you do it traditionally. You can also decide to do this traditionally. You ask yourself, if $1.7822 equals £1, how about $296,004? You can also do it in mother tongue like this. When you cross multiply, of course, you can see this now is going under. This is going under. So it will be 296,004 divided by 178.22. So what are we getting, ladies and gentlemen, my good students there? Yes, Caris. 166,089. So this is 166,089. But are they cows? Are they cows? What are they? Are they cows? What are they? I don't know why you guys are calling decimal. Why are you calling this? Euros are quite different from pounds. You know how euros are written? Euros are written like this, like a C, and then they put, right? So this is what here? These are UK, sterling jack pound, like that, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, from then we move this thing from here down. So from here down, what do we do? From here down, what do we do? right? We multiply now, isn't it? So now we are taking this figure times what we have here. Down, we are multiplying. So take this figure times what we have here. Please give me a figure to write here. Give me a figure to write there. So from Gordon Ware, 168,000, 167, 999, 999. In whose hands am I safe now here? Who is telling me the truth? They're telling me it is 167,999 like that. 167,999 like that. So pounds like that. Great, great. Of course, I don't know whether they wanted me to give them an advice. If they want me to give them an advice, I should be able to do that very fast. Let me check. Yes, recommend whether a forward market hedge or a money market hedge should be used for 5 marks. So which one in this case here should we use? Which one in this case here should we use? So summary, when you want to recommend, always give a summary. This is the final amount that I'm picking here. So I want to give a summary there. I want to give a summary here. So summary. So we have, ladies and gentlemen, money market. So money market will give this gentleman 167,999 pounds. How about in this case here, the forward contract? Forward contract was giving us what amount, ladies and gentlemen? Forward contract was giving us what amount? Forward contract was giving us what amount, ladies and gentlemen? Forward contract was giving us what amount? Forward contract was giving us 168,067 pounds. 168,067 pounds, and I can see some students have been able to recognize the fact that forward contract is giving us a higher amount. Forward contract is giving us a higher amount. You can see here. Therefore, I recommend what here? I recommend forward contract. I recommend forward contract. I can see very many questions. I hope you guys are also assisting me to answer these students. Year 16,600 to invest. Kindly repeat how you got this. How you got. We exchanged Sasiet, you are a banker. Exchange rate. We exchanged in between here. There was an exchange rate. An exchange rate. We took the amount which was there. We exchanged. We exchanged. So what you could do for me, from my side, I'm predicting this concept of money markets. You guys have got 1 million plus videos of what here money markets. So I believe you guys should be able to take like 2 only of those videos plus this one, and then we'll be at home. David, I saw you ask something to do with foreign boyfriend. Please don't take it like it's like that. It's a figurative thing. But for you to understand that, I can't now repeat. I don't have the time now. I'm so sorry, but you have videos. I'll be able to send videos to you, like 2. You watch, like 2 you watch. Great. Yes, I'll send you the video. Thank you, Lily. Lily, you are very good. You're very good. At least Lily has given us what we did to get this 166,089. Sasiet, pick this one. You're a banker. Pick this one. Great. Pick that one. Pick that one. It requires also some confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, listen and listen to me very well. We are being told here to briefly discuss the main features of currency futures contracts. I did not see anybody. I don't know whether I'm the one who never. You guys are ignoring these theory areas. I never saw anybody. I never saw anybody writing for us those features of forward contracts. Forward contracts. Or you did. Write for us now. What are those features? Only 3. Only 3. Only 3. So like I like what Lily is saying there, that they are normally settled. They are normally settled daily. So it means that futures are trading at the stock exchange, at the derivatives exchange. If you make a loss on that day, what will happen is that it will be called upon to go and top up. We call them margins like that. So they're settled daily. I love that. Number 2, they are standardized. They are standard contracts. So in this case here, for example, we have the per amount is 1,000, like the 1,000 shilling note. It's 1,000. They are standardized. So you have to buy a certain number of what here? Whole number contracts. You don't have decimal contracts, right? Bernard is saying that they are traded over the counter. No, futures are not traded over the counter. Futures are old financial instruments which were started in the United States of America, right? They trade in the bourse, isn't it? They trade in derivatives, markets. They trade in organized markets. They trade in organized markets, yes. They trade in organized markets. You could call them stock exchange, right? So yes, I like what Shalini is saying, that future contracts are very formal simply because of the concept of an organized market which is existing. And because of that formality, their risk is lower. Their risk is lower. Yeah, thank you very much, Naomi. The default is lower. Default risk is lower. They are traded at the exchange and at a dollar. Thank you very much, Consolata. They are dollar denominated. They are dollar denominated. Remember, like I saw somebody mentioning the word over-the-counter contracts. Over-the-counter are the forward here. Futures are not over-the-counter. Futures, you must, in this case, use your stockbroker to buy them, right? You must use your stockbroker to buy them. You must use your stockbroker to buy them. So, ladies and gentlemen, we straight away come to the end of this particular session. So I'll also give you another mock, and please ensure that when I give you a mock, you try the questions first, right? So I'll give you another mock. So those will be 10 questions. And then also for purposes of you having a better revision, I'll give you, of course, I've given you already 8 videos, isn't it? So we have those 8 videos, very important. Even if you have watched them, very important, right? You watch them, but I'll also make for you another 8 videos. So we'll be talking over 8 times 2, those are 16 videos in total, plus 2 mocks, You'll be good to go. You'll be good to go. 2 mocks plus 16 videos. And then when you are watching these videos, ladies and gentlemen, let me teach you something.